Let's go back in time a little bit. We've had a lot of SEC guys on here. They've never admitted it, but we all know that SEC was NIL before NIL.
Hey, you know,
I love that laugh.
Look at
we're way past it. Can we now just admit it?
It's all good. Hey, you know what? They say, hey, coach, you've been out of coaching for a while, and how are you going to adjust that NIL? I said, well, it's a minor adjustment. And they said, what do you mean? I said, back then, we used to walk through the back door to cash. Now we just got to walk through the front door to cash. Hey, a joke, obviously.
Big time joke. Big time joke. Everybody watching, that's a joke.
If we're still playing in the lanes of jokes, I heard there was some like unwritten rules in the SEC. Like if a kid is in Mississippi, for instance, like no other SEC school like Georgia, Alabama could offer more than what Mississippi State or Ole Miss would offer. Is there any truth to that at all? Well, because it seems like to me, I hate to cut you off, but like we both played in the Big Ten. He played in the Big 12 for 2 years, then Big 10 for 2 years. Big Ten is like a conference that like we all have our schools, and that's kind of it. The SEC is, we have our schools, but as soon as the school goes to play bowl games or anything else, it's like, fuck you, we're the SEC. We don't care about...
SEC hates everybody.
Everybody against SEC, which I kind of love how everyone kind of stays conjoined at the hip there. So it seems like if there was going to be an internal structure of how to, hey, we're all going to not tell on each other, there's going to be some, unwritten
rules. You better
rules.
Respect
what we're doing. Ole Miss and Mississippi State, we're going to offer them $50K. Alabama can't come in and off $60K. Was there any... joking truth or validity to these unwritten rules? You've been gone a long time. Totally, we're out. The NDAs are done.
Well, rules are meant to be broken. Because that shit didn't go on.
Oh, really?
They might have had an unwritten rule, but they were broken all the time.
Yeah.
And let me say this, it all depends how good the player was. How about that?
Fair enough.
Can I tell you one great recruiting story between Ole Miss and Mississippi State? I had a young man committed to me for 3 years, right? All of a sudden, it gets a little squirrely, right? So we can't find him. We don't know where he's at. He hid in a back room in a church for 4 days before signing days. In a church, him and his family in a back room,
seeking asylum.
Yeah. Well, the good Lord told him that this church wanted to donate him a little bit of money if he went to Mississippi State. That's how tough it got.
That is crazy. Yeah, so we're fighting quite a bit. Was it you said you had a kid offered for 3 years, so he's a freshman when you're offering him, right? How soon in the South are we offering guys? Oh, because you got to see like these 8th graders now, they're kind of getting looks, and it's a crazy concept to me. But is it really, do you recruit? How early are you looking at a kid going, we got to start getting after this guy?
You bring up a good point. When I went to Syracuse, when Paul Pasqualoni was great, Joe Pa was early recruiting. Mm-hmm. That's where we learned how to do it. I brought that concept to USC. And I said I was the first, but I became the head coach at Ole Miss. We started offering juniors and sophomores, and everybody's like, what in the hell? And I offered like 300. Mm. Then they go, well, he's only got 25 scholarship. I said, well, hey, we had Ole Miss. We may get 1 out of 10. You at Alabama, you're going to get it, maybe everybody you're going to offer. So we kind of brought that concept from Joe Pa, from Penn State to USC, to my knowledge, to the SEC. Mm-hmm. Okay? So now, but it all depends who's doing the offering. You can have some assistant coach making some offers. Those are not valid. The only time you have a valid offer is from the head coach when you're sitting with your mama and daddy in his office. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, if I offer a kid in the state of Louisiana and I'm the head coach at LSU, I can't back off of that offer. But if I offer a kid somewhere else and we decide to go other way with another player, I can back off of that offer and not get as much flat. Mm-hmm. So it all depends who's doing the offering.
Yeah.
But you like to send out a bunch of offers. The offers nowadays are not as valid as they used to be about 10 years ago.
Yeah. So if a head coach or an assistant coach is making an offer, it's almost like the psychology of starting to massage that recruitment, knowing that you know,
Yeah, well, he's
when push
recruiting.
comes to shove, you go a different direction.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, we used to call it you going out fishing on your own. It's
Yeah.
like driving the bus on your own. You're responsible, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I think guys offer to get in the game to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And I think other guys talk about, hey, I got an offer, I got an offer. Well, where's the offer from? So it all depends the scale of who you get the offer from. But to answer your question, yes, 8th graders do get offers by head coaches nowadays.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but they do it to get in the game.
Yeah, you get in the game because there's how many stories have you heard where I wanted to go to this school, but they didn't offer me until farther down the line, right
Thank
before
you.
signing day.
Thank you.
And so they feel some type of way like, oh, you're only offering me because this school offered me.
Thank
So
you.
by you guys offering in 8th grade, it's like, hey, they've wanted me forever since
Yeah.
before puberty.
You're exactly right.
What did you notice the biggest difference? Obviously, Miami, I'm sure recruiting was relatively easier at Miami and USC than opposed to Ole Miss. Like, what kind of roadblocks did you go into first time head coach
Yeah.
at Ole Miss? You're like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
these guys aren't just chomping at
That's
the bit
right.
to come here.
That's right.
Like, where did you have
That's
to
right.
maneuver from your recruiting
That's right.
standpoint?
You know, you have to have a bigger pool.
Yeah.
Obviously, have the bigger pool.
So that's why you get into 300 guys.
That's why I get 300 guys. We went to Florida. You know, I got Dexter McCluster from Florida, who was
Played
a
with
great
Dexter.
player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I played with Dexter in Tennessee my first
did
couple of
you?
years. Yeah.
Was he quick or not? You
He
like,
was older, but he was still very elusive.
great guy, too.
Yes.
Great guy. And, you know, back then they had BYU internet courses. You know, I should have.
Brigham Young University.
Yeah, they had internet courses that you can take. I should have invested in that because I put a lot of boys in the BYU internet courses.
So you
to
had a couple
become
cats
eligible.
there. Yeah.
See, we had to go in, and the first thing a recruiter may say, he's not going to be eligible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you also have learning disability tests. You have internet courses. You have a lot of ways that I learned when I went out to USC in order to help the young men to get eligible. You get LD tested, but they get extra time, all that stuff. So we brought that to Ole Miss. We did a lot of that stuff with Ole Miss. And it was all up and up. The other guy, at Alabama, at LSU, you don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, y'all remember Raekwon Davis?
I do not.
Big time defensive lineman. Love him. I went to the school when I was at LSU as an assistant and is a Meridian High School and knew the people out there. And we helped them become eligible. Now, Alabama and the other schools thought he was going to be a junior college player.
Yeah.
So I helped him be eligible. He went to Alabama.
Once he got eligible.
Wow.
Once he got eligible.
You know, hey, you know.
That's where that backdoor loving comes. Hey, you bring the bag. Hey, listen, I know Alabama looks good, Crimson Tide looks nice, but how about this right here?
Hey, you know, stuff happens. You know, we got to compete.
He's got to compete. So.
I love too how it's like, you know, we're trying to help the kids get eligible. It's like we're trying to help the kids get eligible so we can get these. We got to find ways to get the kids eligible
No
so
doubt.
we can get them to help our football team.
Was there ever concern for you about these kids who are ineligible? Like, hey, are they going to be able to pick up a playbook? Or you're like, hey, that's secondary. We got to get them in the door first.
You know, you bring up a good point. But if a kid is learning disabled, in college we have the ability to have some learning disabled tutors to help them out.
Yeah.
And it was a high school, they don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends. You know, the first thing that I did, you talk about character, when I went to the guidance counselor, guess what I looked at first? Class attendance. You guys both played, right?
Yeah. Class checkers, the whole thing.
If he was, remember class checker,
Sons of bitches. They always getting you.
But if that guy was going to school and he was trying, I'm going to recruit him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he was late and he ain't going to school, I ain't recruiting his ass.
Yeah.
Then the next thing, you know where I went to? The security guard that worked in the parking lot. I said, hey, man, when Johnny comes to school, what's going on? Coach, he's early. His uncle brings him. He's always well-dressed. He got his book in his hand, studying. Hey, what happens when Johnny comes to school? Coach, you don't want no part of this. He comes every day come a different car. He's not dressed. He smells like they've been doing stuff that he's not supposed to do. He's late sometimes. You can learn so much by getting your feet on the ground and asking questions to the right people.
That's fascinating to listen to.
Yeah,
that's fascinating.
Going out and getting like everyone thinks you go talk to the head coach, the position coach, the coordinator, and that's kind of how you make your decision. But to go, that's awesome to do the nuances of the guidance counselor, the security guard, but that takes a lot of time.
Janitor, run the halls.
Yeah,
that's right.
But if you have to go through that process, it's boots on the ground. As a head coach and as an assistant coach, how many days out of the year are you on the road?
Well, first as an assistant coach, I'd hit 12 schools a day.
12 schools a day.
Not in Los Angeles, you can do that.
Yeah.
I didn't do it in Mississippi. Obviously, I don't. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you get 12 schools in a week. That's just a joke. I love those guys. But, speaking about the security guard, I knew a guy so well at a major high school in Los Angeles. He would call me when the other schools were coming to visit the kid. Then I'd have him go sit in the meeting. And he'd write down notes, and he'd tell me what the other schools are telling him.
No shit.
Yeah.
Coach, you're out there playing chess.
Had the security guard out there like a CIA.
That boy, hey, that security guard ate more steak dinners down the road than anybody in the law around.
Oh, that's incredible.
No, that is cool to hear too. Like trying to figure out the character of a guy, because my head coach was Bo Pelini in Nebraska, and this man did not play about class. No. He's like, I'm not here to babysit. If you ain't gonna do it Monday through Friday, you ain't gonna be out there on Saturday.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
The class thing. I was a cat that I had to take like online courses my senior year. My freshman year of high school was awful. So I was like doing the full senior schedule plus a full semester online. End up being eligible. And then when I get to Michigan, they're like, hey, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I'm going to the NFL. So just put me in whatever. And so they put me in all the same classes that are like, there's 15 other football players in it as well. And I quickly learned my first year, like, oh, the class checkers come to every single one of these classes. This is awful. And I would get 6 a.m.s every other day. So eventually I learned, hey, you got to take a couple extra classes outside of the perimeter of what these regular football players are taking, so you can get yourself a little leeway here and there. They're not going to come and just hunt you down. So we've all got tricks, Coach. Yeah, we've all got tricks.
Right.